So for this pattern, I used category 1 yarn. And I know for some people that's going to give you a lot of pause, but it gives such a beautiful soft drape and a kind of a finer texture that I wanted for special occasion. I will have this out for Thanksgiving. And while I am calling it a table runner, I made a smaller one to be more for a centerpiece or to showcase a centerpiece. And this size only took me about a week to make, so it doesn't take that long with the category 1. And I'm going to compare it to my Addison crochet table runner pattern, it has somewhat similar concepts in it. It's a little bit of a different texture, but you're going to see the accent ribbing here. It's the same technique here. And a textured center. And this is category 4, so you can see it's certainly still beautiful. But it's a different look when you go down to this finer size. Now, if you want to use a category 3, category 2, you can use the measurement method. Oops, I hit something getting my ruler. So I had a particular width I was going for. So we have 12, 15 inches, which is what I wanted. What you can do, and I'll have this written in the post, I'm going to do a visual example of how to figure yours out. Get your total measurement, figure out your center section, and then work out your side sections. And then as you're crocheting, work by measures. You do your section and you'll know when it's time to change colors. So for something like this, where I might have, I think 12, 14 rows in here, I'm going to have 5 or 6 for your color change. So, it's up to you. Make it how you like. And I'm going to show you how to do this wave border. It looks fancy, but it's really not that difficult. And that's just the finishing touch to kind of gild the lily, make it a little more special for the holiday season. So let's get started. All right, so I've chained the amount for the size I'm going to make, which for this one is 104. And we need to have an odd number once this is completed after the starting chain. So we've got 104 starting with even, yarning over, and then skipping that first stitch will give us the odd number of stitches. So I'm yarning over to do half double crochet across this first row. There's that first stitch. And this is going to set up the, I don't know if framework's the right way, because that beautiful leaf edging will be framing this, but we've got to make this look a little more, structured. And I'm going to do these simple first half double crochet rows plus the ribbing is kind of the structure to really showcase that beautiful leafy border. And then all these colors I'm doing in the center, you do whatever you like, but I wanted this to be kind of colorful with fall tones. And I'm just going to work these half double crochet across and do a few more rows of them. And I'm going to come back and show you how to make that rib happen. I use that in my other table runner that's so popular. Let me show it to you. I'd say it's in my top 3. It's a free pattern, but people buy the pattern all the time on the sites where I sell my patterns. You see this kind of ridge here, so I'm going to create one of these, not all of this, but just one on either side, as you'll see in the thumbnail. So let me work these rows and then we'll make the rib next. All right, I was out of frame when I filmed this portion originally, so I'm going to redo it. This is very important, so I want to make sure you have a clear view of what I'm doing. All right, so I've done my 3 rows of half double crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and turn, and this is where the ridge row happens. And this will be, when we have a ridge, that will be considered the right side. So right now this is the wrong side. Going to single crochet into the first stitch. Then yarn over, and this is the front post half double crochet. Go back into that stitch you just came out of to enter and push forward the post of the next stitch. Yarn over, pull up, and then work that half double crochet. Let's do another one. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, this one you came out of before. Oops. Go, oh, I lost my yarn over. Let's go again. Into the stitch, come from behind, push that post forward, yarn over, pull up, complete the half double crochet. Yarn over, go into the stitch here, come behind, and yarn over, pull up enough so it's not going to pucker. Finish this stitch. Do one more and then we'll look at it from the other side. Yarn over, go into the stitch, push the post forward, yarn over, draw through all three. So now when we look on the right side, you can see that ridge is starting to form. That's a really important detail here. Right, and then when you finish this row, you're going to finish with a single crochet, just like you started with one. And that's going to give you a nice straight edge. Let me finish this row and I'll show you the end, because the end can trip you up and then you're going to end up with a piece where the sides start to lean, because gradually you'll be missing, every time you do one of these rows, you'll be missing the last stitch and you'll end up with 5 or 6 stitches short at the end of your project. We don't want that, right? We want a nice, beautiful, straight table runner for our fall table or for our Thanksgiving centerpiece. I like this stitch. I use it in quite a few projects. Alright, so I'm coming up to the end here. I've worked, let me rework this stitch here and show you. Alright, so when you get here to the end, and look up. Now I've worked a front post half double crochet here. So I'm looking up and there's this stitch where the post has been worked here and this stitch. So this was the chain one turn. It's going to slope just a little bit. So I'm going to work into that post. It's going to look a little jammed together, but get in there, work your front post half double crochet, and then go into that same space so that you can make your, oops, I split my yarn, make that last stitch a single crochet just like you did with the first stitch, and that'll give you that nice straight end. But I'm changing color on this row, so let me pull this back out and make my last, or my finishing stitch with my next color, which is this kind of a rusty fall color. Where's my end? I might have it up here already. Yeah, I have it up here. I was testing it, so it's been pulled out. Okay, make sure I have a long enough tail for weaving here. Pull through, tighten this, chain one. What's that card doing? Now we're going to start the textured stitch. So your first stitch is a half double crochet. And these are my project trackers. They're for sale. There's links below. This is the regular sized one. And I'm on row 5 now with the rust color. I've written that here. And this will be the texture repeat 1. So there's going to be 2 of these. All right, skip the next stitch, then work a single crochet and half double crochet into the next. So 2 stitches worked into that stitch. Skip, then do it again. 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet into the same stitch. So like a little cluster. Skip, single crochet, half double crochet. Skip, single crochet, half double crochet in the same stitch. And again, skip, single crochet, yarn over, and work that half double crochet into the same stitch. So you'll do this all the way across and finish with a single crochet. You start with a half double crochet, finish with a single crochet. You see that nice ridge that was formed in the prior row? Very pretty. All right, I've worked my way across and I am over to where the last stitch will be. So I'm going to mark here that I finished that. So my last cluster, you'll see there's 2 stitches in there. And again, we have this kind of slanted chain 1 turn, and this is a single crochet. So we started, reminder again, with half double crochet, finish with a single crochet, chain 1 turn, and then we'll start this as the last row started with a half double crochet. Skip. So now, as long as we're working this row or this repeat, look for, you'll skip 1, look for that smaller stitch. So this is the single crochet from the previous row. If you turn up, there's the half double crochet, single crochet. So when we were working this way, it was grouped single crochet, half double crochet, skip 1, single crochet, half double crochet. So you see the half double crochet stitch is a little bit larger. We don't work into that one. Go into the next and make that cluster again. Single crochet, same stitch, half double crochet. Look down, there's that bigger stitch, that's the half double crochet. Skip that. Work into that single crochet and make another single crochet and half double crochet. Skip, single crochet, half double crochet. So this is kind of like the lemon peel stitch, except it uses half double crochet in place of double crochet. I skip 1, doing single crochet, and then half double crochet. And that looks really nice with these finer yarns. So I'm using the category 1 for this. And I made something else with a category 2 with this stitch, and I just think it looks nicer than the regular lemon peel stitch. And using a 3.75 hook is a big hook for this kind of yarn, so don't feel intimidated by using these fine yarns or that it's going to take forever. This will come together maybe a little bit more quickly than you expect, and it gives such a nice refined look compared to I don't want to say a clunkier yarn. There's nothing wrong with category 4. I use category 4 cotton all the time. But for this, I wanted something that looked a little bit more delicate, since it's going to be for and hopefully special occasion meal or for fall, and it's a decorative piece. Might even be an heirloom for you. Hand it down to your children or grandchildren. So I'm going to keep working these modified lemon peel stitches until it's time to change color again. So now I'm working on the center section, and when you're doing this, as you start in your first row with that center section color, you're just going to be working half double crochet as a setup so that you can do another one of these ridges. Now, I point this out because the ridge happens on the wrong side, so you want to make sure, you know, you might lose count as you get lost in this, or you're working by measurement because you're using, you know, maybe a different size yarn, or you're going to make a different size piece that accommodates how you'll be using yours. This is completely customizable. So just the only thing to watch out for is that when you're going to make the ridge, the row before that needs to be face up so that when I turn it to make the ridge, I'll be on this side, the wrong side. So I'm going to work my half double crochet across, and make sure you work in every stitch. Up until this point you've been used to skipping a stitch. Whoops, that was a regular single crochet. So you've got to make sure you work into each and every stitch. Alright, so I finished the setup row to do the ridge again. And again, as I just said, this is the right side. So we go to the wrong side to create this ridge. So I'm going to chain one, and a reminder of how that row was done. The first and last stitch are single crochet. That keeps the edge nice and straight. And then we do the half double crochet front post. So yarn over, excuse me, go into the stitch, push the post forward, and then finish the half double crochet. Again, yarn over, go into the next stitch, come around to the next stitch from the side, so that pushes the stitch forward, yarn over, finish the stitch, yarn over, go into the stitch, come through from the side, pushing the post forward, yarn over, finish the half double crochet. And so that's creating the ridge. Okay, so I'll finish the row and end with a single crochet. All right, so I've got my center section of this gold tone to the width that I want it to be, and I'm going to start working out this part. So to do that, we've got to do one little tweak so that this edging here coming out of the ridge is the same width, or that flat look that goes into our pattern rows. And how to do that, since everyone's going to be working, you know, with different yarns, you're going to be customizing your size. I'm just going to explain at what point to do this. So we know that making this ridge, we'll be working on the, so this is the right side, we'll be working on the wrong side to create it. So your first wrong side will be, the little tweak is adding a row of single crochet. So I'm going to turn and do a row of single crochet, my cat, first. Hitting every single stitch. And this will set up the half double crochet row that when I come back on the wrong side again, I can work that front post half double crochet to create my ridge. So this is just going to give that little tiny bit extra as we go into the home stretch of the last third of this piece. All right, so I finished, and I'm going to start on the border. And for my border, I'm going to use the center color, which is the gold. And I'll show you how to get that going. All right, so this is a wave border, and I'm going to do it a little bit differently than how it's traditionally done. Normally, you would work a row of double crochet with this. I'm only going to work single crochet for this thin yarn. The double crochet is just going to overwhelm it and look too loose. I'm going to go into this first stitch here, and I've also gone down just a little bit with my hook. So I was using the 3.75 just for a really nice soft drape, but that's going to look really loose with this category 1 yarn. So I've gone down to 3.5. So I'm going to attach my yarn, and I'll weave this end in as I go. Oops, I think I yarned over there, which I don't need to do. All right, let's start this again. That was that starting chain. All right, so I'm going to chain 2, or attach and then chain 1, and then work 3 single crochet. 1, 2, and 3. Then chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and notice I'm working on the right side, so the side with your ribbing that's up, standing up facing you, that's the right side. Then turn, move these ends out of the way, go back into the first stitch, so I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the first stitch, is stitch 4. Slip the stitch, and I'm going to chain 1, yarn over, turn back, and in this chain 4 space, I'm going to work the 7 double crochet, which is standard for this stitch. It's just that single crochet bottom row that's different. So there's 1 double crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then the next stitch down here, begin to work another set of 4 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then turn. And now the slip stitch goes here. See where I'm placing my hook? So I'm going between that space of this 4th stitch and then the first stitch of this grouping and this space back here. Come through, slip, chain 1, turn back so that I'm facing the right way again, and then that chain 4 space I just made, work my 4 double crochet. I mean 7 double crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then 4 single crochet again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn back. Again, that space, that little section between that first single crochet in this group of 4 and that last single crochet of that previous group of 4, go in there, put the hook in, and make the slip stitch. Chain 1, turn back, got my yarn over ready to work my 7 double crochet into this chain 4 space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now if you opted to use a thicker yarn, you can do half double crochet or double crochet down here. But for this more delicate yarn, you can see the single crochet just works better here. It would overpower it if I used the double crochet. All right, so I'm going to keep working these little waves across, and then I'll also do that on the other side.